35. He's at that age.
But Ryan's also making $33.5 million too.
No, my point. Well, you understand my point, Dave.
Yeah, I get your point, but I'm saying age, play.
Everybody acts like,
combined.
well, he's only 34? Because I think he's younger than Rodgers, isn't he? Yeah, because he came out 3 years later.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's 2, 3. So he's 33, 34. Not everybody's gonna do it. He wasn't that athletic quarterback type anyway.
Rodgers or Brady.
They're not all playing over 35. That's what I'm saying, I guess. Because let's be real, Eli Manning should have retired at 35. He's 37 now. He should have retired 2 years ago. He's kind of hung on.
And now Atlanta, I'm just saying, if they hold off on winning some games this year, I'm not saying tank Dirty Birds, but you can go get yourself a rookie QB in this draft class that looks good. There's 6 or 7 QBs that I've been reading go in the first round.
But you know what I know? You know what I think they're going to do? Do you know what I see happening? And this is going to
sit one more year and go to get Trevor Lawrence.
Nope. They'll keep him. They'll say, oh, well, he's got all this, but he needs a running back. And they'll have a top 5 pick, and it'll be Jonathan Taylor. You do not see that happening. Do not see that.
Not really.
I do. I do. They'll say it's Devontae Freeman's fault, his contract. We'll go get a rookie Jonathan Taylor, top 5 pick. We can go pay another offensive lineman, get some new defense, new head coach, new scheme, and Matt Ryan will win it on it. I can already see Dimitroff and these guys doing it. They're acting like it'll be that requisite. The words escape me, Dave. Help me out here. What's the word? 1 year left.
1 year deal?
Lame duck coach GM situation is what I see happening.
But I don't know, because you think of it, running backs, they're a dime a dozen now. And teams are starting to pull them in, and they're working. Quarterback.
I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to say it right now. I watched Ezekiel Elliott. I watched Todd Gurley. I watched all these guys in college. Jonathan Taylor is special. Those other guys were really good. And everybody wants to call them special, but they were just really good. And they're really good right now. You see that.
Is that the Badger talking to you?
No. Because you know who I'm going to compare him to? He's the next generational guy. He's the next AP. Dave, seriously, go watch him on tape in high school. Watch his feet. Then go watch him in tight spaces in college now and watch his feet. And then watch his burst and his power. He's got all the moves. I don't care where he play. I'd be a Jonathan Taylor fan. And I'm going to be a fan of wherever he goes in the pros. He's the next special back if he doesn't get hurt, knock on wood. And it has nothing to do. I really don't watch a lot of Badger games, but I go back and watch tape of him because he is a special back. He's different. I know guys throw that around a lot, but if you compare him college-wise to Ezekiel Elliott, Todd Gurley, you're going to see a guy's feet that are so much more nimble. He's got power in short bursts. He's got all the things that those guys you're going to see in a lot of situations don't have.
But then, okay, look what these other running backs.
I'm not saying you should draft him. I'm saying they're going to, because they're going to say all those things in the draft process, say he's better than him, and they'll pump him up, and he'll go 5. But look, I still think he should be a second-round pick because that's what backs should be now. But
quarterback's going to be taken heavy in the first round over running backs because of the fact of you have so many teams that are QB needy. This is a QB heavy draft class coming up. I mean heavy. You have 6 or 7 QBs that can go in the first round, and you can go in and probably start most of them day one. That's the thing. You can have a turnaround point from Ryan. Even if you sit him for 1 year, you still have a turnaround.
They're not going to do it, Dave. Think honestly, logically. They're not going to do it.
Am.
They're going to hang on.
You still have Ito Smith, and they trust him. I saw that in the game tonight. They came back with Ito Smith, not Devontae Freeman. I can see them cutting Freeman next year, but I don't see him taking a running back that high.
I do. I can see it happening. It's what my notes and my memory of what things go on when you see players like this.
Calling someone the next Adrian Peterson is a big thing, man. I'm going to wait to call Taylor that and see what he does at the end of the year.
His college career on tape is better than AP's. Because AP got picked on about his high running style wasn't going to work out and he wouldn't last in the league. He was going to get knocked out. Go review the tape about it. This kid, they're not nitpicking about. In his college tape, even through high school, the way he was recruited, completely different than he. I would say this. I can't remember a guy like this that was talked about through high school because I remember him being recruited. And this is a little blasphemous, but I can't think of another guy that was just this freakish where people don't nitpick about him because he's got all the tools between power, speed, agility. You can run him power. You can run him zone stretch. You can run him inside, ISO, all that. He can do it all.
You know who does all that in Cleveland? No, he never gets any love, and he did it in Georgia too. Nick Chubb. He does all of that.
I also believe that Taylor is, I think, 6'1", 6'2", 230, 240. He's a big dude. But he's not built like Fournette. He's different.
Oh, well, no one's built like Fournette. That's an athletic, genetic freak.
Reminds me of that athleticness.
Bo's a little bit bigger.
Well, Bo was way bigger.
That was a linebacker with running back legs.
That was a 270 dude.
That was I can't even compare him to Bo because Bo
I said it was a little blasphemous, but for lack of a better comparison.
Bo's in your blasphemy corner. God damn it.
I will not do that.
Anyways, Atlanta, they let a lot of people down tonight in Vegas. But hey, shout out to Dave's Pick'em, picking Arizona. Dylan calling you out. Dylan called me out on that. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. Dylan, you were wrong, buddy. Atlanta is not what you think they are.
Idiot! Hello? You play to...
But yeah, sorry about that little bit of sun interruption. You know what? Let's go ahead and kind of run through these post-game show highlights a little more, Jay, if you want to, because I feel like we're getting long in the tooth in some of these discussions.
Go ahead.
All right.
I can't help the rabbit hole shit, man.
No, you're good. You're good. So, one game I'm looking at from this morning, Tampa Bay, Carolina. Tampa, Jameis, you're out, man. Kyle Allen is now 5-0 in his starts, and he has not thrown an interception, folks. Cam Newton, his last 8 starts before Kyle Allen, 13 interceptions. Kyle Allen,
0-8.
5-0. Yeah, he's 0-8, by the way. And then Kyle Allen, let's see, 5-0, and I think you have 11 or 12 touchdowns now. And yeah, you have Christian McCaffrey. People can say that, but Kyle Allen, he came in, they started winning. If you have a game manager QB,
didn't wait. That argument's kind of blasphemously stupid. Okay, asinine 10-12, because I'm pretty sure that when McCaffrey got drafted, Cam Newton was the quarterback. When he was 0-8, he had McCaffrey as running back.
The same exact situation on offense.
It's the same personnel here, guys.
Yep, exactly. They had Curtis Samuel last year. They had DJ Moore, Greg Olsen, McCaffrey. Same exact lineup. I mean,
it doesn't look good for him. That's
Camilla Newton will be modeling soon for some head wrap company. New Orleans over Jacksonville. Really good defensive game here, guys. Teddy Bridgewater, yeah, he took the points when he can get them. He had the only touchdown pass in the game, but he's 4-0, guys. I think they found their answer to Drew Brees and Jason Clear.
This is the same thing they did to Rodgers. And I loved Rodgers' answer, and I think it is what Teddy would be thinking and should say if anybody asks him. Screw the stat line. I'm a quarterback that won the game on the team that won, and I did my part to not screw up, put points on the board, which were more than the other team. Thank you. Good night. Period.
Yeah,
and at the end of the day, how many times have we heard Tom Brady go, you know what my goal is this year is to lead the NFL in touchdown passes and yardage and efficiency of all QB stats. No, he wants to win rings.
Yeah, and I mean that's what Rodgers came out and said, and Teddy's doing that. I mean he's a above average game manager, and he's a smart QB.
I think he can be more than that, Dave. I really do.
He could,
but I think it's he's still learning this offense, and I think
give him an off season next year after Brees retires.
I think it's giving him a chance. It's not. Look, these guys, I honestly believe, think of him as the next quarterback after Brees. Okay, and so why go out and make him uncomfortable, do things that are going to ruin his confidence when he's already went through so much? So I think he's capable of more. I think a lot of young quarterbacks are, but I think there's also a risk-reward long-term in how you play the situation. So I don't have any problem as long as they're winning games, and it's not because he's not hindering them. He's doing his job, he's doing what they're asking, and he's doing it efficiently and properly. End of story. I got no problems with it. And I also saw this one coming, Dave, where you saw this going the other way.
Did I pick Jacksonville?
I think so. You're Minshew all the way. What was the matchup?
It was New Orleans and Jacksonville. I'm going to have to go back and listen. But, no, folks, I mean, even if I did go, it was one of few this week. No,
I can't
New Orleans.
Remember that one because that one was I think everybody was tossed up on that one. That was a pretty good matchup because Minshew is playing so well.
He had a good game. It's just he couldn't find the end zone. That's all it was. He couldn't find the end zone. He had a good game. It's just the Saints' defense is for real, man. The Saints' defense is legit. Yeah.
And by the way, Dave, this is one of those games where I was talking about. Remember a couple of shows ago where we were talking about Minshew, and I was talking about the possibility of moving on from Foles, right? And I talked about I wanted 10 games of good tape that showed me, win or lose, just good tape of a quarterback. This was one of those. He didn't win. Good tape.
Yeah.
He had some problems,
he did.
But overall, it's a young quarterback. He was a 6th-round pick, 199th overall. You weren't expecting him to play right now. This is a game I was talking about. It's not all good, but the bad things are, I can coach that, I can fix that. These one of those I was talking about.
Well, you know what? Moving on to a game that was kind of more of a blowout. Minnesota beat Philly.
Surprise of the week, honestly.
Yeah, because Minnesota, I mean, they beat the Giants the week before, but they were kind of getting manhandled by the Bears, the Packers, and they were having trouble. And I just couldn't seem to have faith in Cousins. Well, Zach Brown didn't help the matter. He came out earlier this week and says Kirk Cousins is their weakest link. Kirk Cousins just had 4 touchdowns today, folks, but it was also in the U.S. Bank Stadium.
Was I wrong about Diggs him not playing well back-to-back week? Jeez.
Diggs had 3 touchdowns, 167 yards, went off for him. So Minnesota, their offense looked really good, but at the same time, this game was a lot closer than what people realize. In the fourth quarter, it was 31-20. It was an 11-point spread, and then they got the late touchdown to go up 38-20. So they kept giving chances for Philly to get back in the game. Philly only beat Green Bay, folks, is because that was literally a dire need situation for their season. That's what it was. So I'm not going to delve into it much more. Philly's really banged up right now. Minnesota just played a really good ball game, but we'll see how it goes for them through the rest of the season because, I mean, Minnesota, they don't play well away from their stadium.
Well, Minnesota is kind of schizophrenic in itself. Let's be real.
They're erratic.
Because what was Philly's record? Were they above 500 or
They are, I believe, either 2-4 or they're 3-3.
So they were 3-2 going into this game.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not. But again, like when we go back in it, I want to keep telling you guys, and I said it this morning, the blip on the radar.